In 2018, France's incredibly talented squad would win gold at the World Cup. But what if you go back to that year's FM and try to win it with their B team? Is it possible? And just like that, we've gone back to the June of 2018. France would enjoy an unbeaten group stage before moving into the knockout stages. It would be narrow victories over Argentina, Uruguay, and Belgium before their eventual triumph in the final. Challenge ahead, it's not going to be anywhere near as straightforward. We can only select players who were not selected by France for their competition squad. Luckily for us, they still have plenty of talent to pick from. Back in 2018, Laurent Koscielny would tear his Achilles tendon and miss out on football's biggest prize. This time around, he is available for selection. Adrien Rabiot famously refused to go on the World Cup standby list for his nation. With the likes of N'Golo Conte, Matuidi and Pogba all unavailable, he's made it on the plane. Andre Pierre Gignac also got a call-up. He's played two previous international competitions for the French, the 2010 World Cup and Euro 2016. In both of these, he failed to find the back of the net. But now coming off an incredible 2.5 season spell in Liga MX, where he scored over 50 goals, we hope he'll be able to break that duck. And here is our squad in full. To say France has depth all over the field is an understatement. Moussa Sissoko, Benzema and Dimitri Payet are all vastly experienced at this level. Our only major weaknesses seem to be at fullback, particularly at the right side, where we only have Nordi Mukwele and Kevin Malcuit to pick from. And with the draw made, we find ourselves in a group alongside Cape Verde, Holland and South Korea. Realistically, I think we should stand a good chance of advancing out of this, into the knockout stage. Our only warm-up match would end in a draw with Argentina. So without further ado, let's get into the world's greatest football competition. Match day 1 pits us against Asian giants South Korea. Son Heung-min would score twice at the 2018 edition against Mexico and Germany. His nation would fall in the group stage though, having amassed just 3 points out of a possible 9. But it would be us who'd score the opening goal of the game. A long ball forward to Andre Pierre Gignac, rebounds to Anthony Martial. He powers it home, 1-0. With the first half drawing to a conclusion, South Korea launched a rare foray forwards. Lee Jae-sung tricked the keeper with a clever finish, putting it just inside the post. And that's how matchday 1 would finish, with each side taking a point home. Next up was Cape Verde, on paper probably the weakest side in the group. With that in mind, we're going to play a very offensive style as we look to secure a decent goal difference. Inside 10 minutes, we take the lead. The corner is initially defended before another ball into the box. Koscielny is there and pokes it past the keeper. Whilst we were dominating the game, our finishing was poor. Martial would eventually add a second in the 45th minute. With 4 points out of a possible 6, we moved into matchday 3 at the summit of the group. However, a defeat against the Netherlands could potentially send us home early. In reality, the Dutch would miss out on the 2018 World Cup altogether, trailing in their qualifying group to France and Sweden. This time, Virgil van Dijk has led his nation to the promised land. In a cagey opening 30 minutes, there were few chances. Ruffier would launch the ball long and it falls to Lacazette. He cuts back for Benzema, and what a finish. With the game drawing to a close, the Dutch desperately sought an equaliser. They overcommit. Lacazette finds space in the box, and an elite finish ends the game 2-0. And with that, we would secure the summit of Group D. In 3 games, we'd score 5 and concede just a single goal, as our backups have proved more than capable of defending the goal so far. Elsewhere, there have been few surprises, with the likes of the hosts, Portugal, Uruguay, Argentina, and Brazil, all making it through to the round of 16. Spain must consider themselves a little unfortunate, though, being sent home at this early juncture with 6 points. Our prize for topping the group would be a challenging one. Our opponents, Belgium. Back in 2018, they would secure a bronze medal in the tournament, comfortably beating England in the third place match. One reason for that was the form of Eden Hazard. That year was one of his final impactful ones in the sport. He'd score 17 goals for Chelsea in all competitions, winning an FA Cup. With the likes of him and De Bruyne on the field, we're going to look to play a more defensive style and to try hit them on the break and with set pieces. In a turgid game of football, that tactic would work very nicely. All they could conjure was a late offside goal as we progressed to the quarters. On paper, the draw has definitely opened up for us a little, but once again, it's not going to be straightforward. Algeria do possess a number of players who ply their trade in Ligue 1, and also 2-time Algerian Footballer of the Year Riyad Mahrez. So far in this tournament, he's already scored twice, a brace against the Czechs in the group stage. Having scored just a single goal in the tournament so far, it was time for a change in the forward position. Benzema drops to the bench and is replaced by André Pierre Gignac. That would prove to be an inspired choice, as he turned creator, finding Anthony Martial in space for a second. A 2-0 win meant our 4th consecutive clean sheet. Whilst we're not playing the free-flowing style which secured the French victory at the 2018 tournament, so far we've been very effective. All that stood in the way of us returning to the final were the Swiss. In Euro 2021, they would secure a penalty victory over their neighbours, eliminating Les Bleus 5-4. Inside 5 minutes, the game's opening goal would arrive. We built out well from the back, before finding Sissoko near the byline. His cross is met emphatically by Gignac. Our second would arrive from a similar source. Again, Sissoko isn't closed down, and what a goal at the back post. Another comfortable victory meant that we'd made it to the final. Our opponents, the tournament hosts, who'd survive after a penalty shootout with Argentina. Appreciating the fact that we'll have no home advantage here, we favoured another defensive game plan for the match ahead. At the top of the field, having now scored twice, Gignac gets the nod at the number 9 position. Their most talented player is probably Alexander Golovin. He's actually been playing in Ligue 1 since 2018, where he scored 31 goals but not lifted any silverware. On the biggest stage possible, it would be an unlikely hero who scored first. A nice passing move finds Payet on the edge of the box. He cleverly pushes it through to Kondogbia. With a single goal and an invaluable clean sheet, we do it, winning a World Cup with France's B team. It really was an impressive squad effort, where we capitalised on our elite depth as we rotated throughout the tournament. Anthony Martial would finish as our top scorer, finding the back of the net 3 times in his 5 games. Our most creative player, surprisingly, would be Moussa Sissoko. His 2 assists against Switzerland were invaluable, as he led us to win that semi-final. In 2018, France had an unreal amount of talent to pick from, as they finalised their squad for the upcoming World Cup. This time around, I'm sure they'll have a similar problem, choosing who to bring with them on the plane to the USA.